This is always an important topic and an interesting one. Many has already talked about this, but I want to ask you, is this actually something which is coming to your portfolio? Do you really want to become a XRP millionaire? If so, ask yourself, is that a realistic goal? How much XRP do you have? At what price point do you think that number of units is going to make you a millionaire? If your answer is okay, $1,000 per XRP, $10,000 per XRP, maybe it's possible, but is that really realistic? You have to ask yourself. And if you're like, no, I'm looking for a lesser number, then you have to again ask, okay, what number of units you have and at what price you're going to become a millionaire. And if you say, yes, it is a realistic goal, then okay, you're looking into the next ones, because you need to understand what's your time horizon and what price you're looking at. If you're saying 1,000 or 10,000, you may need 5 to 10 years for that. Now, understand that 5 to 10 years is not a long period of time in investing to become a millionaire, because you go out there, you look at all of this stuff and you understand one. All personal finance kind of stuff give you one idea. You invest on a consistent basis for 30, 40 years and you become a millionaire. So here it's showing you like 40 years. Then here it's showing you like if you invest monthly $900 for 30 years, you become a millionaire. So again, if you are looking for such a stuff with low level of risk, you can always go into that if you have 30-year, 40-year time horizon. If not, you are coming in to XRP or any crypto assets where you have a ton of risk involved. So if you have that appetite to digest this level of risk, then yes, you can make this possible. So at what price point and how much units you need, we will discuss through that, and then we'll jump on to the short-term volatility, what's happening in the market right now with the news and the charts. So the price analysis and fundamental analysis allow you to actually validate whether this is going to be realistic. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. As the market is shifting up and down, being volatile, you definitely need to ask that question yourself. Is your goals realistic? And we are going to look at them on a short-term basis. But before that, we'll jump on to the long-term idea of how much you need to make that generational wealth to start off. If you have already asked this question to yourself and you feel comfortable with that, that's great. That's a great start. Understand, if you're already at that point where you feel, okay, that's realistic, yes, it is possible, then from here, it's not a big deal. The only question is, what's your time horizon and what price level are you looking at? If you're not going for this route where you're not taking, now you have risk there, but not like in crypto, right? Here the volatility is a ton compared to the stock market. So if you are ready with that, understand with your XRP bag, let it be 1,000 XRP, let it be a million XRP. What's your target price? Because if you have a million XRP, you're not looking to become a millionaire. You are really looking to have tens or hundreds of millions, right? You're not looking for that $1 price mark to get out. For sure, you're in the market for the big numbers, right? So is that price realistic? See, I've seen like there is a possibility of $1,000, $10,000 XRP, but okay, let's be realistic and actually look at what would be the resistance if we are blasting off to the upside, right? So if we plot this, we kind of see $300. So is it just a number? No, if you take the previous price and put it here, assuming that we put in the bottom and we are moving to the upside, yes, we reach that number, 300, 350, that number, that's possible. But again, you need to look at the market, you need to look at the market cap, the current circulating supply, and the way fundamentals are moving, the level of adoption, how it is varying, central bank digital currencies rolling out, they delays and other stuff. And then you can like, okay, I'm looking a little bit conservatively and I'm like, okay, I'm going through the wave principles. And I get like, okay, in crypto, in average Elliott wave principle, you see 1:3 for wave 1 to wave 3, wave 2. Meaning, the first big impulse to the second one. Whereas in crypto, you see an average of 5x. Now, you're looking for like 4.3 here, and the first one you got 10x. Second one, if it's taking you up, you are reaching that $22 perspective. You're going to drop back, that's for sure. No one knows where it's going to bottom out. But most likely, you're going to bottom out at $10 to $8 and then go up. So that can be up to $120. So if that $120 is your target price, how much XRP do you actually need to become a millionaire? Now that is simple. It's just 8,300 units of XRP. I know many of you here have way more than that. So imagine you have 80,000 units of XRP. Now you don't need $120 price point. You just need $12 price point. Some of you have 800,000 units. So, you just need $1.2. But your aim is not $1 million, right? So at $12, you reach $10 million. So the price point here is important if you are looking for $1 million. Now, $1 million is not that small amount, but understand not everyone is just looking at $1 million. Many here are really looking at tens or hundreds of millions just in this asset class. Now, yes, it's not only XRP, you have a ton of asset, you can diversify a little bit, but if you are a bull in XRP, then this is what you're actually looking at. That is simple and easy. So yes, we just told it's simple and easy, but that's just the numbers. You need to actually understand that is just the numbers. So if you really want to reach that area, you are looking at the fundamentals. You are looking at how things are evolving, because that is not simple and that is not always the easiest stuff. So for you to understand what's happening right now, you look at the market. And this gives you that clear perspective here. One, fundamental changes are here to stay and increase. This one news is kind of, giving you that inside a nugget where you are like, okay, this is going to happen for next 5-10 years. And if you are not here for that 10 years time frame, you are also looking at what is impacting this market in general and how your asset is being impacted. It is always easy to say that, but reaching that goal is the hardest part. So for that, yes, you do have to look at the short-term price volatility, but at the same time, you also have to look at what literally is happening in the market. Say this one is giving you that entire perspective about the market, and then Blockwork kind of try to summarize it, like what's happening here. Now, this is just a weekly one, right? You can also look at the yearly fluctuation, say last 12 months. Then you can also look at how things are actually moving in your bank, say your portfolio, your money. And then come look at what's happening with XRP. Now, this is actually a positive news, but yes, the market takes more time to digest that one into their portfolio, because you go look at the price, some of them get so easily frustrated with the price. The price point is always important. Yes, it does matter, but understand this is not gonna move every second, because if you are moving like this, you are looking at this on a shorter time frame. Say this is a 3-day chart, but you are looking at the shorter fluctuation here, and then you are looking at like, okay, we broke higher, we are still staying above that, which is great. You look at the RSI, we broke higher, we came back, retested, and we are bouncing. That is great at a time when the MACD is crossing to the upside. So the MACD tried once, failed, twice, failed, and the third time it crossed to the upside. If you remember, we went through that. How many times usually the MACD takes? 3 to 4 times to cross to the upside. And this one, chances are high, this is going to be valid and we may move higher. So that's looking only at this area of fluctuation, right? That's great. But when you just take that one out and look at the support resistance zone, this is one you're looking at. This has been a resistance and it's right now a support. Great. So you went below that, which was not that great to watch as an XRP investor, but you just broke back up and you are staying above that support. So that is bullish. Again, on a trend line perspective, you're higher. On a support resistant perspective, you're above this. So that's what's making the difference there. And now you're looking at a medium term perspective. Okay, you're going all the way to last May where we peaked about that dollar, say $2 mark, right? So from there you've been consolidating, going down on a regular basis. So what do you expect the market to do right now? Because we all know that the market can do wonders and it can also be depressing, right? So right now if you go towards the dollar and get rejected, you may come back down. We don't know what's going to happen. But if you break higher, you may move higher. That's great. But if you don't get the break here in the RSI, I think we may go down. But if the RSI is breaking higher at a time when the MACD is crossing to the upside, that's going to be the bullish market we want. Because right now that's XRP on different time horizon. But when you look at the maximum potential, which is say you go on a monthly chart and look at the macro perspective, this has been a range of support resistance. It has stayed as a resistance many times, and right now it is a support. You are getting supported at that price point. Great. At the same time, you need to understand you're looking at the candlestick patterns and you're looking, okay, I had a red big candle moving to the downside. Great. Right now you are getting a green candle which has already moved above the fluctuation of the last candle. So the buyers are eager to push the price up. So you go back and you have seen this multiple times in the market where you come up, you push up, you consolidate there and then go up. Now this is not exactly that area, but it gives you the idea that buyers are still interested in buying this asset. But this is a monthly. To get your change in your trend, you go look at the short-term chart. Say now we can go to 4 hour daily, it's up to you. But for me, I prefer daily as a shorter one. See, this is support turned into resistance, but right now you broke that and created a new high. So right now you're making a higher low compared to your previous low, which is also supported here by the RSI. So this one highlights that yes, we are slowly starting to trend up. So you go a little bit on the longer time frame, that's a 3-day chart, and you're kind of getting that same validated. So now on a bigger perspective, you're looking, say, Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin moves, the market moves, right? If Bitcoin drops, we get slowed down. But the market is actually based on this stuff. We are kind of like, okay, it can be a little bit here, it can be a little bit there. We know that this can be like this, fine. But if you try to actually touch these, you are kind of staying here and you're really close to a breakout or breaking to the upside, which means, Bitcoin still has a room to the upside. Now, I know people are talking about this macro double top, but when you actually go inside that, so you can go into a weekly, you can go into, 3-day, daily, it's up to you. We have already had a big head and shoulder pattern which is bearish, but we did not actually go down. That's bullish. Now you are repeating the same stuff on a bigger time frame. Say on a monthly, you are getting that double top, but your bottom or the neckline is here around $30,000, right? You came towards 34 and bounced and went back to 40 and closed there. Now we are staying above 40,000, say 42 to be precise. But you look at the RSI and you're like, okay, the trend line is being respected. You're bouncing from there. That is not a bad stuff, because yes, when you look at the MACD, you're crossing to the downside, but you zoom in. You zoom in again and go here. When you were at the bottom here, the MACD was crossing to the downside. But what happened? Immediately, the MACD went back up and turned bullish. So never rely on just one indicator to get idea of what's coming ahead. You try combine price, RSI, MACD, CCI, moving average, whichever you understand and works for you, right? And you go through them and you understand, okay, I'm getting this perspective which seems valid. Because for not only for Bitcoin, even for XRP, you are going to get a breakout on a macro. Say you go to XRP, you go to a weekly chart and look at the RSI. You are like, okay, fine. We have not yet broken higher from this particular level. You're still there, right? You extend this and you understand, okay, you've been respecting this range. And if you get a breakout, that's going to go higher. Now, why do I say that? You go look at a daily. you understand that we broke higher and the price moved like this. So if that's daily, imagine what a weekly is going to do. Because at that time, yes, you may not get super high momentum if Bitcoin is running to the upside. It's going to slowly retest this range, say 48, 50,000, 55,000 range. It's going to retest that. And at that point, XRP may slowly run to $1.5, $1.8 mark. That's actually a great news for all of us. If you are looking at that, understand the market is going to do wonders. Because this one can clearly give the market an idea of what went wrong, right? If the Hinman speech, which gave green light to Ether, is kind of showcasing which is bad stuff and which is not, it's clear there. So the judge just made it clear. Now the issue is, SEC is a government organization which is not following the court order. So you are not completely sure that they are going to give it to Ripple, because if they do, it's done, it's done. So it's going to be hard on them. So as an investor in the market, try to learn on a regular basis. Try to do that on a regular basis. Say you go into the market, you go look at the markets every day and you're confused. But say, for example, you can look at, let's say, Wall Street Rapper or, Ramit Sethi. You get a lot of different guys. Say, listen to this guy. He has been with Tom, and, if you listen to that, you kind of get new principles. You kind of get new basic idea, the foundation of how to make money, when to make money, and what you should know, right? And then you have a lot of different guys who actually does this. Say you're going through this, you're understanding this, you're looking, okay, is that guy doing something right? You go look at his career, go look at his net worth, how he has made that and all, and you're like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about, right? Similarly, listen to these guys and understand how they made it, and understand they give you easy, practical explanations where you can make money, not just going into some random YouTube and listening to someone really new who has came into the market for last 6 months, last 1 year. If you have been in the space for 4 years, 5 years, you know something. If you've been investing for more than that, okay, you are learning and you have a creation of information with you, right? Accumulated a ton of knowledge which is going to support you. So if you are looking to build your portfolio in such a manner and you are here in the Scientific Investor channel, thanks for that. Now, if you received value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. That supports the channel a lot. So remember, if you want to be a millionaire, you need to keep that in your mind. You need this price point and you need this amount of XRP to make you a millionaire.